Corners. Jalen Ramsey, number 1. Remember the other day we were talking about Micah comparing himself and Diggs to see if they can ever get to Donald and Ramsey's level? And I asked you, which one would Cowboys fans say is more attainable? Diggs catching Ramsey or Micah catching Donald? And you said Cowboy fans would say?
I thought Cowboy fans would say Diggs catching Ramsey.
Okay.
Only because I don't think Cowboy fans have the same level of respect for Ramsey as they do for Donald.
I agree.
Mike is clearly better than Diggs at what he does, but I think they view Aaron Donald as, rightfully so, one of the 5 greatest defensive players ever.
Yes.
And Jalen Ramsey's, he's not. I mean, he might be one of the 5 or 10, might be one of the 10 best corners ever.
Yeah.
But he's just not Aaron Donald.
Okay, so here's Ramsey listed at number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Lowest ranking was 7. Someone said, I think he's falling off and a little overrated at this point, AFC executive. Super Bowl to me is an indication of what it's going to look like moving forward. And Atolo yesterday pointed out how he got beat in the Super Bowl by T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. Also came close to giving up Tom Brady's final touchdown pass ever against Mike Evans. Number 2, Marshawn Lattimore, Saints. Number 3, Jair Alexander, Packers. Number 4, Xavier Howard, Dolphins.
Well, all these guys were listed so far, their highest ranking's been either 1 or 2.
Okay. J.C. Jackson, Chargers. Remember, another big pickup that the Chargers made.
Khalil Mack, J.C. Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
They made one other defensive pickup. They made a lot of guys this year.
They re-signed their receiver. Okay, number 6, best corners. According to the league, Denzel Ward, Cleveland Browns. They hit on that pick. 7 already is possible Dallas Cowboy Pat Surtain. He's a star, said an NFL personnel evaluator. Dude's legit. He's been good all of his life. A unicorn in the sense he's supremely talented, has great football IQ, and works hard. The trifecta. Number 8.
Wow, look at this stat right here.
Mm-hmm.
As a rookie, he gave up 45 catches for 495 yards when targeted 89 times as the nearest defender. An impressive clip against the backdrop of his 4 picks. Also racked up 58 tackles and 14 pass deflections. That's a lot, man. Like, that is, to get targeted that many times and only give up less than 500 yards, I mean, that's pretty good. And he still got some interceptions. I'm like, Byron Jones did this, but he didn't get the number of interceptions.
Number 8, Marlon Humphrey, Ravens. Last year's ranking was 2. Number 9, Diggs fans, A.J. Terrell, Atlanta. His highest ranking was 2. And at number 10, the polarizing Sports Illustrated cover boy with his brother Stephon, Trevon Diggs. Highest ranking was 3. Lowest ranking out of the top 10. Last year, he was unranked. Here we go. Diggs was... Now, is that going to set off Cowboy fans, you think, on the truckwreck.com text line? That Diggs is on here at 10?
1,000%. The Cowboy fans who also think Marcus Peters is a good corner are going to be up in arms about that.
Now, look, there are those that are going to have some crow for us to eat. Byron Jones is not mentioned on here as an honorable mention out of like 8 additional guys.
Well, he shouldn't be. He didn't have a good year.
Okay.
And did he stay in Miami or did he leave?
He's in Miami.
He's still in Miami. He made a mistake. That is not, the Patriot system was not meant for him from everything that I've read. So we'll see if they change it up, and it's better now, but that was not a good spot for him.
Here's the write-up on Diggs. Diggs was the toughest evaluation of the group, polarizing even to these 50 people polled.
Yeah.
An 11 interception season should be enough to elevate a corner past number 10. Instead, Diggs was in a dead heat tie with Tre'Davious White, Buffalo, a top 10 staple who's recovering from a torn ACL. Diggs barely won the tiebreaker. Quote, NFC defensive coach, he's a boom or bust right now. I love his instincts, but if the cost is giving up a bunch of big plays, I don't love the interceptions.
Thank you. Do you hear that?
Numbers tell parts of the story. Next Gen's nearest defender numbers have Diggs allowing 790 yards on 46 of 86 passing for 4 TDs allowed. That's respectable in some cases, considering the number of times he's targeted, and clearly the Dallas D asked a lot of him from a coverage standpoint. The pressure was on after a rough rookie year, and Diggs delivered. AFC executive, quote, I actually think he'll get better because he can learn from all those chances he took. He's clearly got the ball skills. And then finally, an NFC defensive coach argues Diggs is getting interceptions on plays that more seasoned corners would play more soundly, less risk averse, because they know those chances can hurt the team. So that sounds like this write-up came from listening to 105 Through the Fan for the past year.
It does.
It's got everything.
Yeah, it really, really does. And that's right. He is getting picks on plays that other guys that are more seasoned wouldn't take. They wouldn't take those same chances because they know that if they don't get the pick, that they're giving up 6. And Diggs he's also figured out that, interceptions, fans love interceptions. Maybe his coach loves interceptions as opposed to just having lockdown coverage. Maybe he can't do lockdown coverage and he knows this is his best way of getting that big contract. He's got a rare set of ball skills, though.
Oh, yeah.
Very rare. You don't see this. This is wide receiver-esque ball skills. So play with the hand that you're given. Play with the abilities that you have. There's no better way to do that. Play with the ability that you have. It's just whether or not the ability that he has, getting picks versus coverage, is the way to go in today's NFL.
All right. Honorable mention, Tre'Davious White, Darius Slay, and Carlton Davis. So Diggs barely snuck into the top 10 above Tre'Davious White.